need help. This is the current state of my new Norco Range frame, and I need to buy a lot of things for it, but right now I've been researching forks and I need help deciding. So obviously there's the big two, RockShop Zeb Ultimate Premium Super Deluxe Plus, whatever they call that thing, and the Fox 38, and every enduro bike out there has those two forks on it, and they're great forks, but I think I want to go a little more unique. So here's what I'm looking at. So first on my list is this. It's a DVO Onyx 38 D1 SL, and the SL stands for super light, which is ironic because it's actually the heaviest fork I'm looking at. It doesn't include Onyx's OTT system, which is their off-the-top system that they've had on all their previous forks, and they said they did that to save on weight, but it didn't really save much weight. And it's supposed to have the same feel as the old OTT system. It's a super stiff fork. Reviewers say it's super precise steering, but it can feel a little bit harsh on those big hits without the proper tuning, which might be a problem, but you know, stiff sometimes is fast, so maybe it'd be a fast fork. I'm a little concerned about the weight though, because the range is already a heavy beast. So adding components that are super heavy on top of that, maybe not my best move, but I like DVO as a brand. And when you buy a fork from them, you can request a custom tune for your riding style, your weight, and your specific bike, which I think is pretty cool. It's got 38 mil stanchions, as the name suggests. It's got air bleeders on the lowers, all the same adjustments as Fox, and a floating axle. So it's got all the right features. It looks cool. I like it in this gray. But yeah, I don't know about the heaviness, but I do like it's the cheapest I'm looking at. Okay, next on my list is this EXT. This is like the Lamborghini brand of mountain bike suspension. They're super luxurious, super precisely crafted, and super expensive. So this is by far the most expensive, but it's almost the lightest, just above the Fox 38. Now, this only has 36 millimeter stanchions, which at first I was like, well, why would I put that on this gnarly of a bike when everybody else puts 38 mil stanchions? But EXT says they've designed the crown and the lowers in a specific way, and they said that they were focusing on stiffness on this bike despite the smaller stanchions than their competitors. And reviewers seem to back this up. One reviewer even said it felt stiffer steering-wise and flex-wise than a Fox 38, despite having 2 millimeter thinner stanchions like the old Lyrics. So that's kind of interesting, and EXT is a really cool brand. You can get a custom tune from the company, just like the DVO, but I have heard that these are a little harder to work on at home, and I do like doing all my own work on my bike. So that's kind of a bummer if I have to send it to EXT or a shop every time I want to, you know, do a fork service or fix something on it. So getting this, despite the price, would be cool. It's unique. I haven't personally seen a bike in person with EXT's fork on it. I've seen some EXT shocks. So it'd be the unique factor supporting a small company, but it's really expensive and it doesn't have lower air bleeds like some of the others, like the DVO and the Fox and the RockShox. So lastly, of the more unique brands here, we have Ohlin's. Now this is definitely not supporting a small brand like the last two, and it's also not nearly as unique as this is a serious company in the mountain biking world now, and has some really good race pedigree aboard the Specialized of Loic Bruni, for example, and among others. And they're a great company. They make shocks for bikes, and they make shocks for moto and racing, I think like rally racing. So definitely a company that knows what they're doing, and I've heard great things about how smooth and just overall nice feeling this fork is. It's right between the Fox and the RockShox weight-wise. It's only a little bit heavier than the EXT, and it's about the same price as the Fox and RockShox, so definitely saving compared to the EXT. Now it does have all the same adjustments. It has a floating axle. It's got high-speed compression, low-speed compression, rebound adjustments, all the stuff you'd expect on a modern enduro fork. However, just like the EXT, even though this is a bigger brand, they didn't include an air bleed on the lowers. And that just means they don't believe it's necessary, and in all honesty, maybe it's not. You can get custom decals for these, just like Fox and RockShox, since they're such a big company. You can make it look kind of how you want. You don't have to go with this Ohlin's yellow, which is not my favorite. I just don't know about it not having that lower air bleed, and then for the same price, why would I not just get the slightly lighter Fox 38, which also has a great racing pedigree and does have those lower air bleeds? blades. So I don't know, I'm torn on all of these forks. There's so many good options, and there's more good options that I didn't even mention in this video. But what would you guys do? What fork would you get for this beautiful bike? Should I just stick to the status quo and get a Fox or a Zeb? Or should I be a little bit more unique and get a DVO or an EXT? Or even just kind of the middle ground between super unique and super average and get something like an Ohlins? What would you guys do?